Hey y'all, it's Bella and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Jim. So this is a highly requested video. I get so many questions on who Jim was in relation to the Watts case. A lot of people don't know about who he was or how he's even relevant. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into the video, y'all, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We're heading towards 6K subscribers, and yeah, thank you so much to each and every one of you guys who has joined the YouTube family. So the guy in the picture here you see is Jim. Okay, this was a friend of Nichole's. Now Nichol Kessinger, as most of us know, was the woman who was the mistress of Chris Watts, the family annihilator. So during most of the interview, Nichol mentioned Jim very briefly. She said that he was a very close friend, and he actually drove down 14 hours the day of the murders to go see her, visit her. He also had a key to her apartment, and she said he was welcome to come over whenever he wanted, type of thing, and, that was just how their relationship was. Now, the detectives did ask if her and Jim had any other kind of relationship, like a romantic relationship, and she proceeded to tell them no, they were just friends, and Chris also knew about Jim as well. Now, let's get more into this topic, you guys. So, when we look up Jim, we can't find much information on him other than he was a kind of like similar kind of work to Nichol. He was interested in geology, or he had a geology degree, and he worked at a company similar to what Nichol did, so they kind of had similar interests when it came to that. Also, it looked like they both were into outdoor and hiking and stuff like that, things of that nature, so that might be also how they connected as friends. But I do also see that they had like kind of another friend group that it seemed like they shared together. So, Nichol did mention that he was a longtime friend of hers, and that her father also knew of him or knew him personally. So they had a close connection. And she also said that Chris was not jealous of Jim. If he ever met him personally, I don't know. But I do know that he didn't know of Jim or who Jim was. And from what Nichol said, Chris was never jealous of Jim or their friendship or anything of that nature. She made sure to be clear about how he was never jealous of their relationship at all. I don't find how this is all relevant, but, just some information that I've been able to gather. Now, the creepy thing about this whole Jim person is Nichol did not want police to contact him. So when police wanted to reach out to Jim, who was Nichole's alibi, because she said that he was there, or she was hanging out with him after work. So they just wanted to confirm that and call him or contact him and just make sure that what she was telling them was true. And she said, leave Jim alone, leave Jim out of it. She didn't want Jim to have any kind of interaction with police regarding the case. And she said Jim has nothing to do with it. So I think this is a little strange, just because of the fact that if you do have an alibi, why are you afraid of the alibi being confirmed by police, just to make sure that, you were actually with that person the day of the murders? It's a pretty serious situation when it involves two kids that were killed, and a pregnant woman. So it did not seem like Nichol had any kind of concern about this. She was really, just wanted to get it over with, get it done with, so she could move on with her life and, get another job or keep her job. She really she was worried about her job. She was not really worried about, it didn't seem like she was very much worried about, the actual victims or what actually happened to the victims. It more so seemed like she wanted to just clear her name and move on. So with that being said, Jim was never contacted by police at all. So we don't know if, the sad thing is we don't know if Jim was actually ever there, or, is this all made up? Was this all a lie? So basically, after Nichol got off work the day of the murder, she clocked out around 3 o'clock, I think 3 something. She drove home, and her phone pings confirmed all this. So by the time she got back home, she said Jim was already at her house. And from that point on, her and Jim were hanging out for the rest of the night. Now, what I don't understand about this is this still does not confirm where she was the morning of the murders. That's when the murders actually occurred, was that morning of the 13th, not the evening. So how does Jim, serve as an alibi if her location that morning was never really confirmed? She never clocked in for work that morning, and her phone actually did ping at the Watts home the morning of the murders, or Frederick, the morning of the murders. So what I'm confused about is how she was, using Jim as an alibi, but it took Jim 14 hours to drive to Colorado. She lived in Aurora, Colorado. And, I'm just confused about all that, how that all fits together. But regardless of that, Jim was considered to be her alibi, and for that reason, she was not questioned about it anymore other than that. But it still confuses me to this day. Now, another thing that I find odd is the fact that Chris did mention Nicole's friends in one of the letters he wrote to Sherilyn Cato in the book Letters from Christopher. So he did describe her friends as really dark and said that they did some things that he will take with him to his grave. So her group of friends, he said, were really, really dark. Personally speaking, I think that this might have something to do with drugs, or maybe even some type of cult-like situation. I'm not sure, but that's my own personal, thoughts on that situation, is maybe it has something to do with drugs, because I also know that Chris had given Shanann oxy that the whereabouts of are unknown, and he said he's also going to take that with him to his grave. So it seems like a lot of things that he's taking with him to his grave involve Nichol Kessinger. But the group of friends that Nichol had, Chris did mention were very dark. But yeah, you guys, from what I know, this Jim guy is Jim Gutowski. So that is his name. From what I found, from what I've researched, it is public information. And it was all through just, researching Facebooks and things like that. In the internet, it was all public, free information. So I'm not on here, doing anything illegal, by the way. This is all legal. So just so you know, it is free and public information. So this seems to be the guy that Nichol was talking about when it came to Jim. Although I do not know much more about him. I don't know if he has kids. I don't know if he's married. I don't know anything else. All I know is he seems to be active and into, or it seemed like he was into, the same kind of things Nichol was into, which was fitness, working out, hiking, things of that nature. So it seems like they would have gotten along very, very well with those things in common. But other than that, I was able to get some school information, like when he was in school and stuff like that. So let me guys know if you guys want a part 2 on this kind of video. And I'll definitely make that, because I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, you guys, this Jim guy seems very ambiguous and strange. I've kind of at one point wondered if he was even a real person, but he is in fact a real person, and somebody that Nichol was in fact friends with, although I don't know if it was more than that. She did mention they were just friends, but you never know, you guys. Nichol lied a lot about a lot of things. So who knows if she's lying about this or if she's telling the truth or what. But it did seem like she kind of just wanted to get it over with, not talk about Jim, and move on, so she could just, move on with her life. So with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for more content. I'm going to be trying to post more often. Sorry, things have been hectic around here, but we're going to be right back. Okay, you guys have a great day and take care.